They were never just gods, not figures for fairy tales, nor images on ancient pottery. They were principles, forces, presences. The Olympians didn't live in some distant sky. They lived here, in the land, in the heart, in the soul of the human being. The ancient Greeks didn't believe. They remembered. They didn't worship. They connected. Temples were not places of prayer. They were places of alignment, places of energy, places of passage. Zeus was not a tyrant. He was the mind that governs with divine reason. Hera was not a jealous wife. She was the power of order and sacred union. Hermes was not just a messenger. He was the soul carrier, the bringer of hidden knowledge. Apollo was the light of truth, the art of inner healing. Athena was wisdom, the clarity of mind. And Dionysus, he was the divine intoxication, the transcendence of logic, the return to the self. These were not mere symbols, they were states of being. The gods were mirrors of the deepest forces within us. And then, something changed. Some feared this knowledge. They called it idolatry. They destroyed temples, silenced philosophers, burned the sacred memory. But they failed, because truth never dies. It hides and waits. It waits for the moment when a soul looks up to the sky and asks, "Who am I? Why am I here? What have I forgotten?" Plato said that before incarnation, the soul had seen the eternal forms, and life is the journey to remember them. Proclus, centuries later, taught that the return to oneness requires purification, remembrance, and the light of the gods. Some say these are myths. But what is a myth? A myth is truth told through symbols. It is a key to unlock what words cannot express. Heraclitus said, "It is the gods who guide us back to ourselves." When you remember who you are, you also remember who they are. Because remembrance is not nostalgia, it is power. It is the awakening of light inside the human being. And when that light returns, everything changes. You don't worship, you don't beg, you don't wait for salvation. You become luminous. You stand upright. You remember. You remember the gods are not outside of you. They are your higher self. They are the call of your soul to return to its origin. This is what they never told you about the gods. They were never about human-like dramas. They were divine forces, timeless, eternal, alive. And when you rediscover them, you don't just gain knowledge, you are reborn. Not through belief, but through vision, through clarity, through the fire of inner truth. Because these gods, they were, they are, and they will always be within you.